All right. So then day one, my leadoff note here, efficiency.
Water versus the field.
Yes.
That was day one, lesson one.
That was huge. That was a big moment for us when we started to do University of Tampa swimming. Because I was always one of those guys that just move your arms faster, kick harder. And it isn't until you start to prep guys who are trying to shave hundredths of a second off that you start to understand the difference between form closure and force closure. Where if I'm trying to produce more force, and if 10 extra pounds of force, even though I'm getting 10 pounds of extra force, it's creating 10 extra pounds of drag, then that's something that I need to not do because it's a net zero gain. I need to try to develop an athlete who is developing as much efficiency as they are strength and power. And that was a foreign concept to me. Um, I, as an athlete, I always, in martial arts, it was always there where you try to do, can I hit somebody before they react to me swinging? So that would be an efficient move. If I bring my hand back and I'm telegraphing that, then they know it's coming. Who cares how hard it is? Because they could easily block it or slip it or duck it. Um, but I never took that into the rest of my training.
Mhm.
It was just Mongo smash, lift heavier, get stronger, pump my arms more aggressively. But when I got into swimming, the light bulb clicked and it allowed this portion of the jigsaw puzzle to be brought over that to me, it was a completely separate thing. And so the more I did that, I started to go, well, it should also be that way for my field athletes. Because in the end, if I can get an athlete to run a 4.4, awesome. But what if he can't run a 4.4 in quarters 2, 3, and 4?
Mhm.
So then I said, let's start to develop a little bit more of an efficiency standpoint. So now I've got a very reliable wide receiver who can run a 4.4, run a 4.4, run a 4.4, run a 4.4.
I love it. And then the key word here, I said the water, immediate feedback for the efficiency of movement.
Absolutely, because the density, 800 times more dense than water, it'll let you know, hey, something's not in the right spot. This is not where it's supposed to be, and it'll catch you. Um, for you, we're sitting there, we're trying to teach you how to swim. Not that you couldn't swim, but teaching you how to swim more efficiently. So we're here and we're doing great and we're flowing through the water, but then all of a sudden we get tired, so we go to this. So now all of a sudden
was
we're
more
going,
like
yeah, we're
this.
going awesome, awesome, awesome. And then you're like, now I have to expend 10 times more energy just to try to get horizontal and then start driving it again. So part of it is just literally saying, listen, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here.
Yeah.
Don't
Love
lift your head. And that's the first thing that goes. Like everybody wants to go. My primal instinct is versus. And then if you just turn your head, you can maintain that forward.
That's such an interesting word. And then two big notes here. Teach right kinetic alignment, then challenging the ability to protect it, which then you were mentioning today, through frequency and modes.
Yes.
And then two, increase efficiency.
So I started to look at, in college, I started to look at if I was in the right position, to circle back around with what we talked about is, okay, what makes a squat beneficial to my sport? What makes it clean? I started to literally question everything when my athletes failed, when they did great in the weight room and failed on the field. And then I started to look at, okay, really, let's break down running. And so when I watch people, all of a sudden, is their center mass sagging? Are they not maintaining a floating hip? Do you see the head bobbing up and down? And so I go, wow, that person squats 600 pounds, but this is how they're running, or this is how they're running. And so I started to say, well, really, what is the purpose behind what we're trying to do? And in the end, is I am trying to display skill the feed forward and feedback mechanism that occurs from the spinal column to the muscles, your body is literally going, this is what throwing a baseball should look like. This is what swinging a bat or squeezing the trigger or whatever it is. Then you take external factors, you take field conditions, you take environmental conditions, you take opponents, and now your body is fighting to hold that position. And that was the part that I had never done was we're missing that.
Mm-hmm.
We're missing the fight to protect. And so then I started to look at, we would do these crazy things like, hey, let's put 600 pounds on the bar, unrack it, and then slowly squat down. And then I go, wow, that's really dangerous. And so then we started to change some things and saying, hey, well, what if we take this one component? Let's go attack the IT band. Let's go attack the adductors. Let's go get the hamstrings. And then we can do some strong eccentric work because, in textbooks, it's always if I'm doing a bicep curl, lowering my arm is eccentric. And in my head, I started to look at that and go, that's not eccentric. That's just lowering your arm. When it comes to protecting a position, I want to brace that and I want to hold that, but something is keeping me from doing it. It is a force that I can't overcome. And so the more responsive that system got, the better I can protect posture and positioning. And if I can do that, then I can stay within a range that I can display skill better. And to me, that was a huge light bulb for me. I go, crap, we've been doing everything wrong. 300-pound bench press is great, but if I can't hold a posture or a positioning, then I'm screwed. So then we started to just revamp everything. How can I get this to protect posture and position through accentuating eccentric work?
Mm-hmm.
And that's really from there that allowed the further that something displaced away from ideal, the greater cost of energy it was going to be. And so for me, I said, I want to be more efficient. So if I can right, quote unquote, the wrong quicker, I can create a more efficient athlete.
Mm-hmm. And then where my mind is and how I'm now viewing this and reflecting on a whole career that's built off this experience, this is your mindset for then writing the programming and then creating your expectation of execution. And then my day 2 notes, this is now coaching. It's leading the athlete to then align with your expectation and get your execution down. So this is where day 2, the pipe pledge came into play for the athlete, the coach, and I remember signing the athlete contract. And the note here is communication gets lost in intent. So that's a whole different challenge, and for coaches to learn is, yes, this is the program that I want. However, I need it expressed, and then this is the art of coaching.
The art of coaching to me is, can I get my athlete to be in a better position to receive a message? And I think that the majority of us, including myself, we fail at this so often. I have to take a step back and go, why isn't this person understanding what I'm saying? And sometimes it really boils down to, are they distracted? Are they staring over there? Are they staring at the TV? Is this guy looking at the cute girl across the gym? Is this girl looking over here? Are they trying? It happens all the time in this facility because they're looking at hitting.
Mm-hmm.
So they're baseball players. They want to hit. They want to pitch. So I'm over here trying to teach them how to do Job's exercises, and they're like, "Oh, who's over there hitting swamp donkeys?" And I'm like, "Dude, I need you to stay focused here because that will get a little bit better pull, so that we can get a better scat load, so you can go over there and hit swamp donkeys." And they go, "Oh, okay." So just getting them to be in a better position to receive a message.